The Titanic started its journey on April 10, 1912. A few days later, on April 15, 1912, the ship sank in the northern Atlantic Ocean after hitting an iceberg during its first voyage. The builders of the Titanic believed that they had created a ship that was practically unsinkable from a design perspective. They designed the Titanic in a way that it could stay afloat even after sustaining serious damage. The ship was designed by Thomas Andrews. The ship's bottom was divided into 16 compartments using partitions called bulkheads. If the hull of the ship was damaged, these compartments could be sealed off from each other by closing watertight doors. When a compartment was sealed off, the water would rise inside it up to the level of the sea called the waterline, but it would be prevented from flooding the rest of the ship. This strategy of using bulkheads had been successfully proven a couple of years earlier when the RMS Republic was hit by another ship. Despite sustaining damage and taking on water, the crew of the RMS Republic remained calm and used the new wireless telegraph system to send the distress signal and were successfully rescued. However, a few years later, something went wrong with the Titanic. At the time, regulations stated that passenger ships should remain afloat even if any two adjacent compartments were flooded. Diagrams based on forensic analysis from 1996 show that the Titanic would have remained afloat even with 3 or 4 adjacent compartments flooded. The design aimed to keep the ship level, ensuring that the waterline would not reach the top of the bulkheads and flood into the other compartments. The design solution was meant to protect the ship from various types of damage, including iceberg collisions. But the Titanic did not hit the iceberg head-on. Instead, it scraped along the side of it. Sonar data reveals that the ship was breached at 6 places, leading to flooding in the first 5 compartments. This was too much for the ship to remain upright. As the front of the ship dipped further into the ocean, water flowed over the bulkheads, causing the compartments to flood one after another. 35 minutes after hitting the iceberg, at 12:15 am, the Titanic sent its first distress call. However, the nearest ship, SS California, did not receive these messages because its wireless operator had turned off the radio for the night and went to bed. The Titanic operator tried to communicate with other ships like the Olympic and the Baltic, but they were too far away to provide immediate assistance. The Titanic disaster had a significant impact on the safety regulations and ship design. It led to the enactment of the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS. Ultimately, the Titanic disaster was not so much a design flaw, as it was a tragic consequence of the early days of wireless communication and a collision scenario that had not been adequately considered at the time.